writer, author, badass, and now podcaster. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Welcome to Talking Shit with LSH, a unique female perspective on sex, love, motherhood, relationships, careers, and the real shit women say and think about societal norms. Unleashed. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Talking Shit.
Do you have clients who have open relationships?
The thing about open relationships is I try to stay away from that because that's not something that I'm in agreement with.
Okay.
Because if everybody's sharing everybody's juices,
what
are we really connecting to and what will we have long term? And usually most of the time when it's an open relationship, he's the one doing most of the benefiting from the openness. You know what I mean? Like rarely do you see two men and one woman in an open relationship.
That would be Monique.
Talk
about that, right?
She talked about it, but then here's
she said
my
it was
question.
her idea.
That's great.
Yeah.
But most of the time, if you talk to a woman years later after she had this genius idea, it's not as genius as it was initially. It was just he coerced her or he had a strong opinion. You know what I mean? Like it's always really his idea. But what people don't understand is that open relationship leaves cracks in your foundation to your relationship. I don't want any cracks in my foundation. So if I'm having an open relationship and she gets down better than you, I might leave him for you, meaning her.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, then you have this open relationship and then now they're sneaking off doing their own thing. Well, how open is it? So you have to be careful what you invite into your marriage.
But is it cheating still if it's if they're in agreement with it?
It's not that it's cheating. It's just there's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
I think we're bound to with tradition, right? Everybody thinks,
absolutely.
okay, marriage means this man and this woman, or this man and this man, whatever, right? Because we're bound by what society expects.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not. It's what do you want?
It's what works for your relationship.
What is your relationship supposed to look like with this individual? You know?
Yeah.
And you define that. Not, and I think what happens is that we get influenced by outside,
opinions
yes. and ideas, and like, oh my gosh, you're swinging and you're doing this. It's like, well, you know what? This is what works for me.
Absolutely.
And this person.
Because those swingers, that's a whole lifestyle.
Yes.
Like there was a show
and it
on,
works,
right?
And it works for them.
really works for them.
Yes.
Like they're happy because they have rules.
Yes,
so maybe you need rules for your married, not married.
What happens when somebody gets tired? Two couples married, okay, 3 years in, we're doing this now, I want to stop, but the other party doesn't want to. Is the marriage over?
So maybe that's where the rules come in. Because I don't know if marriage is for everyone. Because I think that when you start to squeeze everybody in this funnel, you start to put this round in this square, and you're making that person uncomfortable, then it's not going to work. But if you give them some freedom, maybe it does, and you can maintain that relationship long. I don't know if it's the same recipe for everybody. We talked about the ginger. Maybe ginger makes my stomach hurt.
And I'm also going to add constant communication during these cycles help. Like I'm just checking in. We still good with the swingers?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That way you can tap out.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to. Yeah, it's not for me, right?
No, the thought of it to me. I mean, I know I always get nervous sometimes when I'm around a lot of people who are quote unquote open-minded, but I'm open-minded in the sense that I really do believe what I read in the Bible. I really, and it's as I've gotten older and as I've experienced doing all the things that I thought I wanted to do, I go back and say, dang, that's why they put that in there. It wasn't just to say, stop it, don't do that. It was the consequences of these actions that you're performing while may be good. I'm trying to protect you from you by putting barriers or rules around intimacy so you can experience the ultimate. And that's why when your mind and your spirit are clear of the past situation, you can totally focus. And if you find somebody who's done the same thing and you two are everything to each other, there are no cracks, there are no leaks.
Okay, so Jen, let me say this, or let me put this out there to the baddies. That sounds like, it seems like that's your perspective and one-sided of this is my ideal. Yeah. But then you meet that person who you're in love with, and that may not be their ideal. So then you pass on this awesome relationship. So it's kind of like the question, would you like love for this amount of time, you know, a shorter period of time, or never having experienced it at all. And you have a lot of people, it's like, okay, I'll take that, what I can get. Because does marriage to one person is forever for everybody, right?
Forever.
I mean, no, it's not like it's a
But that's the
burdensome,
real
it's-
question.
Yeah.
And not only that, you know, when marriage was instituted, you have to think about it. People lived until what, 55, 60?
Yeah, that's
You
a
know,
good
now we're
point,
living to
Yanni.
80, 90. And do you really want to be with this person? And it's funny that you bring that up. My mom's in her 70s, and she's dating somebody younger. And he proposed, and she said, no, that part of my life is over.
Look
You
at
know,
the baddie mama.
And so that's not something that she's interested in. For me, this would be my second marriage. I'm absolutely looking forward to it, whoever he is, when he comes and knocks on the door. But that's just something that I am talking about. We were talking about drawing lines in the sand.
Yeah.
And as women, we do that all the time. We draw a line in the sand about what we don't want. Right. But then when Mr. Big Willie come through the door, and now you have a whole different perspective, and you're open to a whole lot of things that you never thought you were open to.
Right.
So you have to be careful, and you have to know yourself. Because if you don't, you'll fall for anything, especially if it's good.
Well, but then also, here's the thing. We were used to believe that there was a soulmate, right? This one person. And then I found out years ago that there's your twin flame. Whoa, that just blew my mind. Like, okay, so there isn't this one person. There, you could actually have this if you believe in the twin flame. But there's so many methods of connecting people. And so where we may think traditionally marriage should be forever, maybe it's just this awesome relationship for this great amount of time.
You know, my mom gave the best advice with that. She said, you enjoy this moment, and then you have another moment, and then you have another moment.
Oh,
and then
I love your mama.
And years later, you've had all these amazing moments.
See there?
When we put these restrictions on what it is, what it's supposed to be, and what it can be, that's when we have all the problems. Because you notice you act different when you're in a committed relationship. You act different when you're married, and all the fun stops because you're paying bills, you're taking care of the dog, you got to make sure the white picket fence is painted, but you forget to have fun and enjoy the relationship. So she says, you just enjoy
the moment. Oh, that's some good shit. Okay, so speaking of good shit, we're gonna, we love, right, that was some good shit, right? So when I think that was pretty awesome.
I have a thought about this whole marriage thing, and it's, you know, you were saying about being married, and you'd be married to 70 years, get married at 13 or whatever back then or whatever. You can get married at whatever age. Yeah. The thing is, who wants to grow old by themselves? Yes. Yeah. You don't want to be by yourself. I don't want to be by myself when I'm old. So if the union comes, then let it come. If it
but
works,
it doesn't have to be.
But it
marriage,
doesn't have to be. But that's when you were
equate.
asking that question, like, do I think everybody should try it? If you want to try, if that's what you want to do, and then you were saying that some people are not ready for marriage, so they shouldn't do it. I agree with that. Yeah. So when you think you are ready for it, that's what I'm saying, then try it. If you think you're ready for it, if that's what you want, then try it. No matter what age you are. It doesn't matter, because you might not grow up till you're 65.
That's true. Some men don't.
Yes.
So I love what you said, Yanni, experiencing the moment.
The moment.
You know, and not defining it. You know, not saying that this has to lead to this, which has to lead to this.
Yes.
Instead, like, let's just enjoy this time right here together with each other.
Yeah.
And let's not define it. And we typically have to define it.
Because that's what society says.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah. I'm in a situationship.
Right. Wait, that's a more complicated relationship.
Yes, complicated. Right.
Or people ask you, when you get married?
Right.
Yeah, I got those questions already.
Yes.
No, so what's the next question after that? What's wrong with you?
Right.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
nobody don't want you? Because society said when somebody marries you, then you are valuable and you are worthy.
That's the part that bugs me about marriage.
Yeah.
That's everything else is that.
I'm good. I can be single and still valuable and love
It's a whole lot of married folks.
That's so not happy.
That's not
That's not
happy.
So not happy.
So this part of the show, Baddies, is where we do what we call, it's a wrap-up game, right? And so we're going to leave this part and go into something that Yanni led us into with some good shit. which is the name of this game. Good shit, bullshit. Right? I'm going to give you a phrase or a scenario, and you're going to tell me whether you think it's good shit or some bullshit.
I get to curse.
Okay, yes. All right. So, here we go. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right. I got a couple here. Finding out the love of your life once dated a relative. Good shit? Bullshit.
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 I'm gonna say
But
in
that-
between
That
shit.
would hurt.
I'm with you, Yanni.
because
would hurt your
here's
heart.
the thing. Unfortunately, we don't know our cousins and our cousins' cousins on our cousins' cousin side.
Right.
Not like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some complicated.
Yeah, because you don't never know what that
Yeah.
shit is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in between, because that's tough.
For one, you can get the truth about the person.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't want to pull up at the
Call you
phone.
guys
Right. But it has happened. Yes.
Maybe you don't want to know. You know, that was then. This is now.
I have a friend who
Oh,
married her sister's ex-boyfriend.
See?
Wow.
Ooh,
But that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that happens.
Wait,
That happens.
She has a friend who married her sister's ex-boyfriend.
Okay. All right, so here's one. He calls you baby, sweetie, boo, but he never uses your name. Good shit, bullshit.
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 Wow.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Wow.
You said as long as he-
He never calls your name.
It feels good.
Never.
That's
So
great.
he-
But
so-
if he never calls your
Ever?
name, who is he introducing you as? Who is he bringing you around the family as? And if you're okay with being Boo Bay and every other name but your name,
You said.
Circumstances, that's some complicated
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I like that, baby, boo. See, it depends on who. Depends on who. You, okay.
see, Boo Bay and all that stuff is great during
See,
sex.
it's general.
But
Well, it's your man. Does that matter?
Yes, it does.
Oh, yes.
It matters.
So what do you think? Your
but
husband-
how is he gonna get to the husband if he's not calling you by your name?
He's addressing you. He know your name, even if he calling you by the last name that you've taken on from him.
So you
I see
want your
where she's
husband to
going.
call you
No, I'm saying it's bullshit.
okay. She's
I'm
saying
saying
for
that's
her.
bullshit because
Okay.
she was saying, I was saying, no, that's bullshit.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
All right, here's one. You find a small wrap gift in the glove compartment after your birthday, weeks after your birthday. Good shit, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah. Why? What is
That's
that?
break
up. Tina said I'm opening it because as soon as she ain't
I'm
getting
visualizing it.
I would assume that it was somebody else.
Right. See, and that's but that's where I went with it. Is it somebody else's gift?
You don't know.
No,
It's a
I'm gonna have
wrap
it sitting
gift.
on the table. Bullshit.
Oh, I like that. So that's
I'm
a
gonna
bull.
open it up.
Put it on.
I'm gonna open it up, and it's gonna be
It's still
mine.
it's gonna be sitting on the table. See, I don't want something that wasn't for me.
Me either. I absolutely want something that wasn't for
Okay,
me.
so I would want to know who it was for. Yeah, that was yeah.
I
Okay.
agree.
Mhm.
Most of the time we know. Most of the time we
Yeah,
know.
exactly. So why do we need to know? I'm sitting on the table, so I'm letting you know
That I know.
that I know.
And your
I
friend.
know, and I haven't went anywhere, so I'm gonna put it on. It's fine now.
Oh.
Because I already know you're doing it.
Ooh, so you're gonna wear it into the.
I'm gonna wear it in the
Yeah.
house.
Okay.
She ain't getting this one. And when I'm ready to leave, I'll leave.
With it.
Because I already know you ain't no.
So when you leave,
It could be for you though.
that he just forgot.
Weeks out. He might have
Possibly.
forgotten. He might have
Mother's
misplaced
birthday.
it. He could have just gotten it. He didn't have his money together. It could be.
Well, I'm wearing it, so.
See, no.
Ah.
But see, we're making excuses for bad behavior.
Thank you.
But
Exactly.
But when you don't leave, you excusing bad behavior.
No. That's why it would.
I'm saying normally if a man is doing something and you haven't left, you're excusing his bad behavior.
That's true.
So why make a big stink out of this gift? He's been doing what he's doing and you haven't gone anywhere.
Well, I'm assuming we're living together, but that goes back to the line that I was talking about in the sand where we draw it and then we scratch it out when it's convenient for us to continue the behavior. But if you forgot my birthday or you were dismissive of my birthday, guys remember what they want to remember. What's important to them, they are reflective in what's important to them. Clearly, your birthday was not important, regardless to who he gave whatever to. Okay, fine. Here you go.
Here's what I love about women. Because we just put a whole lot of scenario shit in
Yes,
that one.
yes. We living with them. We putting it all up.
Living with us. And he's fucking around. He's doing a whole with your shit.
I'm leaving the house. I'm taking all the stuff with
I'm
me.
gone. It's over. I'm done. We done added a whole bunch
Yes.
of other shit into it.
Yes.
I love it.
It gets so possessive. Like, you know, I get concerned about still being an individual when I'm in a relationship. And look what we do to the men. If he has a box in there and it's a gift and it's not to you, that's in his car. To me, it's just kind of like, I'm just saying, it's kind of like you gotta, you have to hope.
Because my first thought was, why are we in the glove compartment?
See, everything
Everything you shall find.
Yeah.
Well,
Stay out of his glove compartment.
Yes.
But
You
you
must
have to
look for
hope.
something.
You have to hope that your situation is set up in a way that he doesn't have to do that. I mean, it's obviously a lot of people, including myself, we haven't had a chance to get that piece right. But it's just as much as you don't want to be, you know, possessed and pulled and all that kind of stuff and accused of doing things, they don't want to either. So I say establish something in the beginning. And if you don't know, I left my gloves in a guy's car who literally dropped me off after a Prince event. If some woman found those gloves, I could imagine, and he would.
You see how this one here?
Yes, and he would have put them in the glove compartment, which is the right thing to do. And I've been reaching out to him, saying, "Hey, can I get my gloves?" But my goodness, if he was in another situation, I only can imagine what would happen.
Clearly women's love.
Well, I mean, so what I love about the baddies, you guys keep it real in terms of these discussions, and everybody's different, right? Nobody's is the same. So we're gonna wrap up this episode, but I want to thank you, baddies, and I want to thank Yanni for being a part of this episode of Talking Shit with LSH.
This was fun.
All right, baddies, we're going to stop right here. But if you like what you've seen, tune in next week, every Thursday at 6 p.m. for more Talking Shit with LSH.